Slayer. Slayer. Slayer, look at me. Look at me. Slayer, look at me. Bitch.
Kaiju, Dragon Ball, Pokemon, and more. It's Steven's Toy Reviews. Hello there, collectors. It's Steven here, and I am going to do a nice sort of throwback to how I maybe did reviews a few years ago, and I'm just kind of let loose. So today we're going to be taking a look at the Mcfarlane Marauder from Doom Eternal. So if you happen to catch out my Doom Guy review that I did a little bit back, you'll know that that figure, well, to be honest, kind of sucked. It wasn't really all that great, and I was really hesitant to get this one because, well, if you're not going to have a good hero, good protagonist, why would you make a good bad guy? Well, you see, folks, Japan doesn't really like bad guys, so we don't get a whole lot of bad guy figures. And the good guy figures that we get, they put a whole lot of effort into. But for whatever reason, Mcfarlane decided to flip that on their head here, and they made their hero figure, well, comparatively speaking here, garbage, and this one, an abso-fucking-loot beauty. Yeah, like I said, it's going to be one of those kind of reviews. So, yeah, gather around, let's have some fun, in whatever way you prefer, and let's take a look to see why you should add the Marauder to your collection, because, you know what he's going to do to you. So for those of you who paid enough attention to the Marauder in Doom Eternal, which if you played the game, I have a feeling that you're in either one camp or the other, where you either bitch about this guy because he's broken and he completely wrecks your shit every single time you come across him, or you actually got good and you know how to do the super shotgun ballista swapping method, and you basically can take care of him no issue. You're in one camp or the other. Regardless, you've seen this guy enough times to know Mcfarlane basically hit the mark. There are a couple of things that are off throughout the design that, it's not one-to-one. The biggest being the eye coloration. It should be more so orange. He does have yellow pupils, not the whole eye being yellow. But other than that, I mean, they did a really, really good job here. The Sentinel armor looks great. It has fantastic detail to it. We do actually have a little bit of a wash to enhance the detailing there. The smaller details, like the red on the chest, admittedly should have been made out of translucent plastic, that little bead there, but it is what it is. Now, the Marauder is supposed to be a corrupted member of the Night Sentinels, if I remember correctly, and we do have some black veins on the chest, which unfortunately, those veins are sculpted throughout the rest of the figure, but that's not really carried out, and I don't know why they didn't do that, but the rest of the demonic details, like the horns and so forth, those look very, very good. I'd also like to reference back to Doom Guy for a minute, because on his helmet, there's a particular symbol which they just kind of picked seemingly something random on Google and slapped it on there, but you can actually see the proper symbol here on the Marauder several times, and as we're going to see here in a minute, it's on his axe as well. So this effectively dumps on the Doom Guy even a bit more. So yeah, I don't know what they were thinking there. So yeah, head to toe, this figure looks great. The only issue, which we'll take a look at in a minute when we focus properly on the accessories, is going to be paint transfer. Now, speaking of accessories, I'm going to go ahead and get the pictures out of the way here. He does come with his Argent Energy Battle Axe. He's not going to come with much else, but it is very cool because the detailing is superb. And we got a whole bunch of ancient characters inscribed there, huh? Yeah. Why didn't they include the Crucible? Oh, no. It's kind of bull. But yeah. So we get the axe, and then we do get the Doom stand as well. So all in all, regardless of how this thing looks, it's $20. Keep that in mind. They did a damn good job. Damn good job. All right, so the Marauder does look pretty good. Definitely an improvement over the Slayer. I mean, it's Doom Guy, but yeah, this Slayer. So it looks good, and it moves. How does it move? Well, for something that's perpetually going to kick your ass over and over and over again in the game, it definitely has to live up to that title. And the Marauder, it's pretty good, boys. So unfortunately, the axe will drop out of his hand sometimes, and the reason why I have the axe with him, we'll go over that in a second. So what do we got? Well, The head plugs into the neck on a ball joint, so he can look in all sorts of different directions. Thankfully, not really restricted too much. Just do keep in mind his horny bits here. They are going to be the point that I find myself constantly grabbing to turn his head, whether it's going to be turning it left. You'll see my thumb is moving that one, turning it right, and then turning it left. Moving here, moving there. So you notice where my thumb is in relation to what may or may not be pushed, and you don't necessarily want to do that. But yes, the head moves just fine enough. We do have the shoulder pads, which are much better than the Doomslayers. They are on ball joints, and they can move around very nicely, revealing even so far as... Daddy's getting the shoulders, which we have swivels that move forward and back, and they raise and lower on a hinge, which is good. Now, you're right away saying, okay, well, this figure sucks. There's no bicep swivel. Ha, you thought. Not only is there an elbow hinge, which is on a ratchet, they added in a swivel as well, so that is taken care of. They definitely should have gone with a double elbow hinge, but look at that range of movement. That is just fine to kick a Slayer's ass. So moving on down to the wrists, we do have a swivel hinge base there, so this way we get some movement there, which is very, very good. That's about it there. Okay. We have an ab crunch, ball joint, and a ball jointed waist, so he's moving in all sorts of different directions. Very, very good. Nothing on the skirt, but it's soft plastic, which is good. For the hips, they are going to be swivel hinge combos, so they can move forward and back about that far. They can move out about that far. And as you can see in there, you can see the hinge. They do have a dedicated thigh swivel, but you're not going to get too much movement out of it. C'est la vie. Single hinge knees, which is stupid. And then we do have a swivel for where the knee plugs into the lower portion of the leg, which could have done better, but is what it is. And then we get the full ball joints for the ankles, which fucking A. Oh my God, that's so much better than the Slayer. So yeah, basically this thing, yeah. Big dookie all over the Slayer. Much better. So much better. Now, accessories. That's kind of where we're at a little bit of a stalemate. So we do get this circular disc support stand, which does work very well for the Marauder. This has come in handy in a couple of pictures, so this way it provides a little extra support. Then, as you saw pictures of the Argent Battle Axe, it's an Argent Battle Axe, like it's cool. Very good, and it fits into the hand just fine. You will see, however, though, we do have paint transfer if it stays in the hand for too long, and he also gets limp. So if he's not doing anything with it, I'll let you finish the joke there. Anyway, if you're taking a look at the hands, you're going to notice something as well. You're going to notice that it looks like he's got trigger fingers because it seems like Mcfarlane had enough foresight to give a character in from Doom who uses a shotgun the ability to hold a shotgun, which he doesn't really hold it too well, but did not give him a shotgun. So never mind the fact that they did the Phobos Doom Marine, the Phobos armor, and they have the super shotgun readily available. They could even just keep the meat hook in. I don't care. They can keep the meat hook in, but no meat hook, no shotgun, no super shotgun. So yeah, they could have, but they chose not to. And that's why we have the problems that we do in the world today. He doesn't have a shotgun. Now we're going to go ahead and move on over to a size comparison, so this way you can see exactly how big this guy is. And I got to be honest with you here, I've seen the third-person mods for Doom Eternal, and it kind of looks like they went the short route with the Marauder here. From what I'm able to see, he's supposed to be at least a head taller than Doom Guy, but that really isn't the case. But that being said, he is still at least going to be able to tower over some of your other figures and make them piss themselves. So buy now, skip, or wait for a deal. If you have Doom Guy, Doomslayer, whatever you prefer to call him, because let's not judge. That's his preferred name, I guess, whatever it may be. And you thought to yourself, this isn't a good figure. Let me say this, Mcfarlane pulled it around, and this figure is so much better. Honestly, I don't know what they were thinking with Doom Guy. Actually, I do. It was their first shot at a license and they didn't know if it was going to go well, so they put in minimal effort. And if it did do well, then hey, that's going to sell. We'll make our money back. And then the next figure that we'll do, it'll be much better. So yes, Mcfarlane, get on a 2.0 Doom guy now to match this, because Marauder, very good. Very good. Mwah. A+. $20. Could have gotten a shotgun. Even if it has a meat hook, that's fine. But yeah, it's goodbye. It's a goodbye. I'm going to leave that in. Yeah. Well, collectors, that brings us to the end of the video today, and I just wanted to take a second to thank you so much for watching. Now, you've heard a lot from me. I'd like to hear a little bit from you. Drop in the comments down below whether or not you liked it, you hated it, or maybe you were somewhere in between. I also want to take an extra second here for a nice, humongous thank you to all the patrons for SDR over the last month who have really helped the channel grow into what it can be today. So to all of you, 2 big thumbs up. Thank you very much. And now the end card should be popping up, which will give you a few clickable links, like maybe to subscribe or head on over to my Patreon, or some short URLs like to my social media or to my Teespring store. There's also a video I hand-selected for you, so if you want to watch another STR video, I hand-selected some good content for you to watch, so definitely check out that video. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll catch ya in the next video.